been fully disbursed. As part of this pledge, Canada provided 9.25 million Canadian dollars to restore 5 primary schools and provide training on construction skills necessary for resilient reconstruction, as well as to provide Dominica with coverage under the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility over a 2-year period. We have also worked with the Government of Dominica to support the establishment and operations of the Climate Resilience Execution Agency for Dominica and the Climate Resilience and Recovery Plan. The Government of Dominica's goal to become the world's first climate resilient nation is bold, ambitious, and proudly supported by Canada. It was through our trusted partnership with the Caribbean Development Bank and the Ministry of Education of Dominica that we embarked on the journey to rebuild and restore 5 primary schools severely impacted by Hurricane Maria in 2017. We are proudly standing here today to hand your primary school back to the principal, teachers, and students. On behalf of Canada, I would like to express our appreciation for your dedication and to our partners for their effort and commitment towards rebuilding better, more resilient schools. We'd also like to thank the principal, teachers, and students for their patience while their school was being rebuilt. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic provided an additional hurdle that we needed to overcome in order for the reconstruction to be completed and in-person classes to resume. We thank you for the resilience that you have continued to display during these challenging and uncertain times. We hope you will enjoy your new school and wishing many great school years to come. Thank you.
Thanks to Her Excellency for her remarks, and of course we convey our appreciation as government and school for the partnership with the Government of Canada. At this point, we welcome the students of the Morne Jaune Primary School who will perform. On the stage of performance, please welcome our students as they make their way to the front.
missing bubbles.
Next it was broken locks and doors because of vandalism.
Then came the rough and plaster walls.
When we thought that was all, the bats came and tortured us with their droppings.
Our eyes were itching. Our nostrils stuffy.
We added wire mesh, but to no avail. Then came unwelcome Auntie Maria. She wanted to assist, but in a destructive way. Away she went with the entire roof and all the bathroom. She tore the walls down and left everything on the ground.
Our desks, chairs, chalkboards.
Windows and doors.
Everything was no more.
We
We continued hard as it seemed, praying with faith and steadfastness, moving in and out of tents, searching for a comfort zone.
The assistance began with the best healing the Canadian partnership.
We have been blessed. Our school has been through a test, in so many areas receiving improvements and upgrades.
It's hard to tell. Is it brand new or is it a refurbishment of the old?
We are excited. We are happy.
We are grateful, and all we can say is
Thank you, merci.
Okay. Once again, we thank our students of the Morne Jaune Primary School for their poem. The Honorable Octavia Alfred is the Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence, and she will now address us. Please welcome Honorable Alfred.
This morning, Daly's Primary said, Merci bon Dieu pour plus belle l'école à Dominique. This afternoon, Morne Jaune Primary almost wants to say the same thing. Merci, merci, merci. When we go to Marigot on Friday, we want to hear what Afuawi are going to say. So, Honorable Reginald Austri, Senior Minister and Minister for Housing and Urban Development, and representative of the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Greta Roberts, Minister for Governance, Public Service Reform, Citizen Empowerment, Social Justice, and Ecclesiastic Affairs, and Parliamentary Representative for the Grand Form Morne Jaune River-Serie constituency. Other Honorable Members of Cabinet, Your Excellency, Liliane Chatterjee, High Commissioner of Canada to Dominica, Mrs. Chandler Hyacinth, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence, Ms. Didra Clarendon, Division Chief, Social Sector Division, Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Jeffrey Blaise, Chief Education Officer Acting, other officials of the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence, Mr. Kinad Dazel, Capital Project Manager of CREED, Ms. Manuela The government of Dominica is grateful to our partners for delivering this impressive new structure that caters to the needs of the whole community. In keeping with the ministry's policy to incorporate early childhood education in every new school, an early childhood facility also forms part of the new structure to cater for students between 3 and 5. Also, research has shown that students with special educational needs who are in inclusive classrooms are absent less often, and they develop stronger skills in all areas. In an effort to ensure that all our students succeed, this government continues to place special emphasis on special education. This new school is fitted with special washroom facilities for students with special needs, and we also make an allowance for those who may have to use wheelchairs. Not only do we have special and adequate washroom facilities, but we have installed hand washing stations in areas on the school grounds. The complete functionality of the school is deliberate because this government wants to create a safe space that is fully conducive to learning for all learners. We want to create spaces where children are happy and eager to learn, where teachers feel inspired and driven to impart knowledge that can positively impact futures, and where principals can be effective instructional leaders able to motivate their teams to greater heights of accomplishment. So when you see this nice school, people waiting for results, because we have no excuse not to perform. Amen? Amen? Thank you. During our online learning cycle, which served as direct response to the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, we were very happy to hear that our parents attested to the fact that they too followed classes and they were able to learn new materials which they had missed during their time at school. Indeed, this is the true spirit of schooling. And I use this medium to thank the staff of the Ministry of Education, as well as our teachers and school leadership for a job well done. And it is for these reasons I see today as a celebratory event. We are celebrating the opening of a center of learning that represents new opportunities, not only for students, but for the communities of Morne Jaune and Rivière-Syriac. The rehabilitations of schools have been a long, difficult road, but we have reopened most of our schools, with the most recent accomplishment at Salisbury and Waterhaven. The government of Canada partially funded some work at Salisbury. Students at Sineku Primary School are learning in a comfortable temporary accommodation which cost the government over $90,000. More than $300,000 was spent on the repairs at the Northeast Comprehensive, and this has ensured that teaching and learning is enhanced. We commissioned the Daly's Primary School, which cost just over $1 million earlier today. And we spent $2 million, more than $2 million, on the Will Strathmore Stevens Primary School in Marigot. This school will be commissioned on Friday, also funded by the government of Canada. Works are almost complete at Maho. This $4 million school will be opened soon. Work continues as more than $3 million was spent in Grand Bay Primary. This work will complete soon. The school will be reopened and renamed the Edward Regis Primary School. This school is also funded by the government of Canada. More than $500,000, somebody should be writing, you know. At the end of it, total it. More than $500,000 was spent renovating the old Teachers College, and this building will soon be ready to house students from the Petit Savant Primary School. Work is presently ongoing at the new Dominica Grammar School, an additional classroom space at the Cassie Bruce Secondary School. We have funding approved for new construction for the Tetmon, Belvishope, Kalibishi, Sineku, and Tibo Primary School, and the Goodwill Secondary School. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your government. These achievements and plans require a high level of determination and commitment from a caring government to see our children housed in improved settings for successful learning. The Rehabilitated Morne Jaune Primary School is more tangible evidence of government's unending commitment to the improvement of lives amidst the various challenges we face. Our efforts in education, on my mind, lie at the center of resilience building, ensuring that our children, our citizens, those who can influence the future of this country, are well equipped to take on the challenges. We have achieved all these milestones with help from many organizations who invested time and money into Dominica's rebuilding efforts. This goodwill has not gone unnoticed, and we are humbled by the dedication to the children of Dominica. The Canadian government for decades has done well for Dominica and its children. I wish to thank the people of both communities, the principal, teachers, and students who exhibited the highest degree of patience during the construction phase of this school. I pause to make special mention of Honorable Greta Roberts and the fight that she put up. Your pal rep. The fight that she put up for you, despite your small school population, so that you could have this facility. Put your hands together for your pal rep. Your pal rep is working for you, and therefore you must show her your appreciation and support for her effort. Thank you graciously, Honorable Roberts. I urge all stakeholders of both communities to care for and treasure your new school. To our children, congratulations on your new school. Learn well, because I'll be looking at the results. Learn well, because you're the future of this country, and we depend on you to lead us. To our teachers, I say I am happy that not only has the Ministry of Education ensured that you have opportunities to constantly improve on your skills through local, regional, and international training opportunities, but many of you have received permanent appointment within the past year. Put your hands together for your teachers. You know me. When it's other things, it's all on Facebook, or when you see things like appointment and increase, nobody posts, no posting. So I congratulate the teachers from this school who have received their permanent appointment. We must never forget the purpose of education. That is to provide every Dominican citizen with the opportunity to access and obtain an education to improve his or her life and to ultimately contribute to nation building. We are convinced, this Dominican Labour Party government, we are convinced that an educated population represents an empowered population. God bless you. Jesus loves you, and I love you too. Good afternoon.
Our thanks to the Honorable Octavia Alfred, and you can tell of her enthusiasm as our leader in the Ministry of Education. We thank you, and we thank you for your remarks. I now invite the Honorable Reginald Austry, who is the Senior Minister and Minister of Housing and Urban Development. He is representing the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, and he will now address us. Please welcome Honorable Austry.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Let me recognize Honorable Octavia Alfred, Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence. Honorable Greta Roberts, Minister for Governance, Public Service Reform, Citizens Empowerment, Social Justice, and Ecclesiastical Affairs, and Parliamentary Representative for the Grand Fork constituency, other members of Cabinet, Excellency Lillian Chatterjee, High Commissioner of Canada to Dominica, Chandler Hyacinth, Mrs. Chandler Hyacinth, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence, Mrs. Deidre Clarendon, Division Chief, Social Sector Division, Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Jeffrey Blaise, Chief Education Officer, Acting, other officials from the Ministry of Education, Project Manager of the CREED, Ms. Manuela Gregoire, Principal of the Morne Jaune Primary School, Press Secretary Dion Durand Smith, teachers of the Morne Jaune Primary School, Regional Construction Limited, Pastor Collier, other distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, students. It is indeed an honor for me to represent the Prime Minister here at this very important function. A function which really, which signals really the future of this country and the cultivation of the human resource base that will be required if we are to succeed as a small developing nation. The Prime Minister has sent his apologies for not being able to be here with you this afternoon, but he has sent his best wishes and his congratulations to the students, the parents, and the Morne Jaune Riviere Syriac community for reaching this long-awaited milestone in the educational development of the people, both students and adults, of the Morne Jaune constituency, Morne Jaune Riviere Syriac constituency. Earlier today, we commissioned the newly rehabilitated Daly's Primary School. And all thanks goes to the collaborative effort of the Government of Dominica, the Government of Canada, and the Caribbean Development Bank. We are here this afternoon to celebrate another achievement, this time the handing over of the new enhanced Morne Jaune Primary School. I wish to extend special words of welcome to Her Excellency Lillian Chatterjee, High Commissioner of Canada in Barbados, and Mrs. Deidre Clarendon of the Caribbean Development Bank, who are with us to witness this very successful completion of this project. We want to extend our appreciation to them as our partners for this very generous investment in the well-being of our children and the future of Dominica. Listening to the Minister for Education as she outlined some of the investments that we've made in education, I feel truly honored to be associated with a government who has seen the need to invest so heavily in these modern learning institutions. We will agree, yes, that Hurricane Maria dealt us a major blow, and we could have gone back to just knock two walls, put two walls together, and would not be able to recognize the difference between the old school and this new school. But as has been highlighted, this school has been improved with new features and new facilities that will facilitate what is required for this new evolving state in the world and in the country by extension as far as modern education is concerned. We are grateful to many other collaborators, the Chinese government, the Cuban government, the Venezuelan government, and all our friends who have come to our assistance in our most difficult and trying moments. And for those of you who were here 5 years ago and you're here today, you will agree that there has been a massive improvement, not only in the education sector, but generally across the country. And you, the people of Dominica, have done extremely well, even the little and simple contributions that you yourself have made to our development. We tackled the task of rebuilding our school structures with a determination, and I dare say we have recorded great successes, as I just mentioned, in keeping with our thrust to build a climate-resilient nation and construct structures able to withstand the most severe weather events. We have ensured that school plants were rebuilt according to the stringent building codes and safety requirements. Our efforts to return our school system to normalcy and to build back better has not been an easy task. In the past years, we have been beset by many, many challenges, including the global pandemic, which threatened to derail the many development plans and efforts that this government have planned for this country. But we have rallied because at the very core of our function as a Ministry of Education, as a government, it is the welfare and the security of our children that is foremost in our minds. Through the interventions of the Canadian government and the CDB, we have been able to reconstruct our facilities at Marigot, Granby, Dalis, and here we are in Morne Jaune today. It means our children are now assured of a safer, more wholesome environment where effective teaching and learning can occur and where we can mold them into successful citizens. With the improvements made here today, I'm confident that we are successfully addressing the needs of all our children who will attend classes here. The fact is that good school infrastructure with wide range, comfortable spaces enhance the learning experience of children and tend to improve student attendance levels. The interests of both students and teachers are heightened, and ultimately performance levels improve. Here at the Morne Jaune, we have ensured greater comfort for students, teachers, and administrators, created spaces for teachers to work more comfortably, spaces for the development of student talents and interests, whether in sports, culinary arts, culture, agriculture, improved libraries, ICT space. It means that our children can explore their interests and seek greater knowledge and information, and to do so in a more conducive space for learning exploration. As a government, we embrace our responsibilities to work beyond the call of duty, to ensure that the children, the future of this country, are happy, comfortable, and protected in their school settings. This has always been one of our main objectives as a government, to provide facilities where students can acquire and develop knowledge in safe, healthy environments. We look back at our success at Trafalgar, Bells, Wharton Waven, Mount Prosper, Paybush, Warner, and Salisbury schools, and look forward to the completion of works at the Mahu Primary School. On Friday, we'll travel to W.S. Stevens Primary in Marigot, also built with funding from the Canadian government to the tune of $2.1 million. And very soon, we'll see the recommissioning and the renaming of the Granby Primary School. This investment in education and the future of our children is part of our resolve as a government to develop among our young population the knowledge, the skills, the attitude, and the values they will need to lead successful lives. Education, we know, is a powerful agent of change, and we have never denied our responsibility in that regard. Above all, this government has always been the education government and will continue to create access at all levels to improve the social and economic perspective of all our schools. And access is critical because you can have the school plant, you can have the best college in the world, but if you cannot access it, then you have a problem. And this government has not only put down the infrastructure, but we have also created the means and the facility where you can take advantage of the infrastructure. Our support for our college students, where college education is free. Our policy on having one university graduate in every family in this country. And I think in many families we have 2 and 3 graduates from the universities. Yes, it's cost us quite a bit, and sometimes we hear people complain and our children complain, but it's costing a lot. The last figure I heard was 35 million that we owed to these institutions. But we still continue to send students because the issue is not the money. The issue is ensuring that we create opportunities for students. And that is why on every mission that the Prime Minister goes, he always comes back with a commitment from those countries for educational support, educational spaces, and scholarships for the children of Dominica. As we emerge from this global pandemic, and we're hoping that we're emerging from it, I understood that we have a little glitch in the process, in the strategy, but that too we shall overcome. and we'll see the back of this pandemic. And we'll seize the opportunities and devise solutions for monitoring challenges of our children that they will face in the future. They will need to develop imagination and resilience to cope with adversity and move forward. We focus on transforming the strength and strengthening our education systems through technologies, teacher training and improvement, school facilities, and not make it drain. We'll create the facilities, we'll create the opportunities, we'll find the resources, but you have to make it happen for yourself. You can't open your head and put it inside of there. You have to make the effort. Our job is to make the environment conducive, to provide the facilities, and all the support that will require, including the staff of the Ministry of Education, or technical officers, or education officers. But at the end of the day, what you put in is what you're going to get out. And I want to urge you, I want to urge the parents in Grand Farm, in Morne Jaune and Rivière-Syriac, that your responsibility is not just to send the child to school for a few hours with their teachers, but to take a keen interest in their daily activities and to monitor and ensure that you too are satisfied that your children are making the best use of the opportunities afforded to them. And I always say, you see today, you have it today, but none of us can predict what tomorrow will bring. So let us make hay while the sun shines. I wish to end by reiterating our thanks to the Government of Canada and the CDB, first for being here to celebrate with us and for supporting our rebuilding efforts in the aftermath of the disaster. The Government of Dominica values your partnership, and we look forward to maintaining a close link that we have forged over the years. And Teacher Bonnie, the Minister of Education, referenced that in her address to you this afternoon. But more importantly, the children of this community are blessed to have this new facility. And no measure of gratitude is too much to bestow on those who have made this possible. Thank you, and God bless you.
Mr. Austri, thank you so much for your address. To wind us down, to bring us to a close of the program, I invite Ms. Manuela Gregoire. She's the principal of this Morne Jaune Primary School, and she will now deliver the vote of thanks.
Honorable Reginald Austri, Senior Minister and Minister for Housing and Urban Development, and representative for the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Octavia Alfred, Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence, Honorable Greta Roberts, Minister for Governance, Public Service Reform, Citizen Empowerment, Social Justice and Ecclesiastical Affairs, and Parliamentary Representative for the Morne Jaune Rivière-Syriac constituency, other Honorable Members of Cabinet, Your Excellency Liliane Chatterjee, High Commissioner of Canada to Dominica, Mrs. Deidre Clarendon, Division Chief, Social Sector Division, Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Jeffrey Blaise, Chief Education Officer, Acting, other educational officials, Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence, Mr. Kevin Kennard Dazzle, Capital Project Manager, CREED, Mrs. Dion Dura-Smith, Press Secretary, teachers and students of the Morne Jaune Primary School, Regional Construction Limited, Pastor James Collier, other distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I once saw a bumper sticker that read, "Be patient. Sometimes you have to go through the worst to get to the best." This quote exemplifies quite well the patience we've had here at the Morne Jaune Primary School, for we have been waiting for a very long time. I deem it a great privilege to offer the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me begin by thanking the Almighty Father for his blessings and for making today's occasion a resounding success. My heartfelt thanks to the Government of Dominica for ensuring that education of our children receive top priority. Special thanks to the Government of Canada, to the Caribbean Development Bank for its tremendous sponsorship towards this program. We are indeed very grateful and thankful for your overwhelming input towards this project. Without your kind gesture, we would not be here today. Special thanks to the Honorable Greta Roberts, who is always just a WhatsApp message away, and for her usual support. We are grateful. Heartfelt thanks to the Ministry of Education for ensuring that this project was successfully completed. Thanks also to the team who ensured that every I was dotted and every T crossed for the smooth running of today's program. We are grateful to Pastor Collier for uplifting us in prayer before the Heavenly Father this afternoon. Special thanks to Mrs. Verna Deja Frederick, former principal and currently learning support advisor, for her writing skills to pen such a sensational choral speech. Our district education officer, Mr. David Maxime, thank you, sir, for your support and ensuring everything goes smoothly. It would be remiss of me not to thank our contractors, Regional Constructors, Inc., for their level of professionalism displayed throughout the execution of their duties. Special mention must be made of our former principals under whose direction the project began. We thank you for all your hard work. Thanks to you, our guests, for taking time from your busy schedule to be here with us today. Your presence made the difference. To all those who worked behind the scenes, especially the planning team, for making today's program a success, we say thank you. And finally, among all the persons I have said thanks to, but permit me a few seconds to express my gratitude and thanks to the parents, teachers, and students for the tremendous level of patience displayed during the renovation phase. The level of noise, dust, and discomfort that we endured was unbearable most of the times, but as it is often said, change is not always smooth sailing. Thanks for your patience and for your understanding. The pain and complaints are all over. Now it is time to get down to serious work with our students to allow them to reach their full potential and to be forever grateful for what we have received. You are exceptional. As we go our separate ways, I wish you traveling mercies, and always remember to thank God and be grateful for what you have received. Thank you.
Ms. Gregoire, thank you so much. That was a lovely vote of thanks, and we thank you for the leadership you've shown here, and we certainly wish you and your students and parents the very best in this facility. Thank you. At this point, we will present a few tokens of appreciation, starting with two of our partners who are here with us today. First, Mrs. Deidre Clarendon, the Division Chief, Social Sector Division, Caribbean Development Bank, and the Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Hyacinth, will assist us with that. And secondly, Mr. Dazelle from the Climate Resilience Execution Agency for Dominica. CREED has been a valuable partner, not only with the Ministry of Education, but with many and various departments of the government of Dominica. Pastor James Collier for praying for us today. Thank you so much. Parliamentary Representative, Honorable Greta Roberts. Honorable Octavia Alfred, the Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence. And Honorable Reginald Ostry, who is also here representing the Prime Minister. He has been very good with us today, traveling with us from Dalis and now here at Morne Jaune. We thank you, sir, for your patience and for sharing in these occasions. Thank you so much. And at this point, the parliamentary representative, Ms. Roberts, will make a presentation of tablets to her students. Ms. Roberts will present 5 tablets to the Morne Jaune Primary School for use by the students, and she will make that presentation to the principal, Ms. Manuela Gregoire. Thank you, everyone. Once again, congratulations to the students, parents, the community of Morne Jaune. Congratulations on your new and improved facilities. We thank everyone for coming, and as you heard from Ms. Gregoire, we wish everyone safe journeys home. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Once again, I ask the head table to join us along with our dignitaries and all of you who are here with us this afternoon as we take a tour of the school. Before that, we will cut the ceremonial ribbon as is usual. Thank you so much, everyone.
And this concludes the commissioning ceremony of the newly rehabilitated Morne Jaune Primary School through the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica, the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence. The rehabilitation of the Morne Jaune Primary School is funded by the government of Canada through the Caribbean Development Bank. And for this commissioning ceremony, we had the national anthem sung by the students of the Morne Jaune Primary School, the opening prayer by Pastor James Collier, welcome remarks by the Honorable Greta Roberts, who is the parliamentary representative. We had remarks from Mrs. Deirdre Clarendon, who is the division chief, the social sector division of the Caribbean Development Bank. We heard virtual remarks from Her Excellency Lillian Chatterjee, who is the High Commissioner of Canada in Barbados. We had a very nice little performance by the students of the Morne Jaune Primary School, which was followed by the Honorable Octavia Alfred, who gave remarks as the Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence. And we had the feature address by the Honorable Reginald Ostry, Senior Minister and the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, who was representing the Honorable Prime Minister. And we had the vote of thanks by Miss Manuela Gregoire, who is the principal for the Morne Jaune Primary School. Right now, the ministers and other officials, students, teachers, and the principal are proceeding to cut the ribbon, which is a symbol that the school has officially been commissioned and handed over to the principal and students of the school. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a project which forms part of the resilient efforts of the government. And the government of Canada has been a long-time partner in assisting with the construction and renovations and upgrades of schools across Dominica for a number of years, as the Honorable Minister for Education, Octavia Alfred, highlighted in her remarks. Also, the Honorable Greta Roberts presented 5 tablets to the school, which was received by the principal for use by the students of the school. And earlier on this morning, we had live coverage of the commissioning for the Dalis Primary School, where 5 tablets were also presented to 5 students of that school. Rooney Williams, Calendry Frederick, Findin Albert, Yulan Blaise, and Chriselle Williams of the Daly's Primary School received 5 tablets, well, a tablet each, from the presentation this morning. And it has been a very nice day, I would say, for students of the Daly's Primary School, and as well now for the students of the Morne Jaune Primary School, who will now have a more comfortable, spacious environment for learning. And of course, the government has that vision that no one is being left behind, and that education is for all. And being to ensure that learning facilities across the island are paramount for the student learning and to help accelerate their success. So this project has been again funded by the government of Canada through the Caribbean Development Bank, as the Canadian government has disbursed 9.5 million Canadian dollars towards the rehabilitation of a few primary schools here in Dominica. Daly's Primary School, the Morne Jaune Primary School, the Will Strathmore Primary School, and also the Granby Primary School, which was also mentioned to be renamed by the late Edward Regis. So a lot is going on for education in Dominica, and it's a really exciting time for the government, for the people, for the students, the teachers, and the parents. So we just want to ask that they make good use of the opportunities that are being presented to them, and that they take their education seriously, and that success will be theirs. So the minister, the senior minister, Honorable Reginald Austria, said that he encourages these teachers and students to make good use of the facility to accelerate their learning and success. So this brings us officially to the close of our broadcast here today. This morning we were at the Daly's Primary School, and we're here now at the Morne Jaune Primary School. And you were listening to us via our FM frequency 88.1, and as well as on our DBS Facebook page. And we'd just like to say thank you, and we ask you to continue to tune in, and as well as to click the like button and follow the DBS Facebook page. So on behalf of the technician Dean Thomas, my name is James Rodney, and we say thank you very much for tuning in, and we will take you back to Master Control and the rest of Experience Creole and DBS programming. Good afternoon and have a blessed evening. Thank you.
We'll ask you to go downstairs after the tour so that you can have your snacks. Thank you.